Miesha Tate just sent one final warning to Ronda Rousey, and it's savage. After years of silence, the pioneer of women's MMA just made it crystal clear, if Ronda wants back in, she's gotta go through me. And the timing couldn't be more explosive just days before Tate's return to the octagon at UFC. Sandhagen versus Figueiredo. Tate's message to Ronda? Brutal. Unfiltered. And it might be the spark that finally drags Rowdy Rousey back into the cage Miesha Tate is done playing nice at 38 years old. The former UFC and Strikeforce champ is eyeing one final run. She's been grinding, training, and sharpening her weapons, and now after finishing Julia Avila, she's demanding war. And when asked about a possible trilogy with Ronda Rousey, she didn't hold back. If Ronda wants to come back, I think she should have to go through me first. Boom. And here's where it gets even spicier. Tate's not just calling for a fight. She's throwing shade on Rousey's judo and questioning if Ronda ever really evolved as a fighter. With Kayla Harrison now in the UFC, Tate sees a clear path. Beat Yana Santos, then take out Kayla or Peña. And if Ronda dares to return, Tate says the trilogy is on why now? Because Tate knows she's not the same fighter. Ronda ragdolled a decade ago. She's older, smarter, more dangerous. I didn't know how to beat a judoka back then, but I do now. The Tate versus Rousey rivalry defined women's MMA 2 finishes, 2 arm bars, 2 heartbreaks for Miesha. But this is a different Tate, battle-tested, war-hardened, and walking into this final chapter with nothing to lose. And Ronda? She's been dropping training clips, but is she serious? Tate doesn't think so, but she's ready if she is. I think the only way Ronda comes back is if she really wants to, but I'll be waiting. Miesha's comeback hasn't been perfect. She's stumbled, she's bled, but every step, every loss has only made her hungrier. She's not chasing wins, she's chasing greatness. I just want to know how great I can be. I don't care if I go out on my shield. And now with the division in chaos with Kayla Peña, and maybe even Rousey on the board, Tate is positioning herself as the final gatekeeper of greatness. If Ronda Rousey really wants to reclaim her legacy, she better be ready to go through Miesha Tate. And this time, Tate's not the underdog. She's the final boss.
一会儿可以沟通一下，问一问吧。也就是所有的东西可能都需要一个时机，对。如果有了好的机会，然后对手也很愿意接，或者他的伤病也没有，然后所有的东西，天时地利人和来了。
Zhang Weili just shook up the entire UFC women's division with one sentence, I want to go up. That's right. The strawweight queen wants flyweight gold, and she's gunning for Valentina Shevchenko. When asked who she'd rather fight, Valentina or Virna Jandiroba, Zhang didn't hesitate. No, she didn't want the safer option. She wants war. Zhang Weili says, I want to go up to flyweight. We're talking about 2 killers. Zhang, the face of strawweight since Joanna Jedrzejczyk Shevchenko. The sniper of 125, a woman who nearly ruled the division into retirement. This isn't just another title shot. It's legacy. It's dominance. It's the only women's fight that can rival Nunes versus Harrison for star power. And if it happens, Zhang has a shot to become only the second woman in UFC history to hold 2 belts at once.
Wondering if you saw Amanda Nunes' reaction to
I did. I like it. I thought she retired too soon anyway. I like that she's intrigued by this fight. I love it. And I love Amanda. Amanda and I have an incredible relationship, and I think she's the GOAT in all combat sports, female. So if Kayla can get in there and win a title, it would absolutely be fun to see her come back and try to grab it again.
And Dana White, he's giving her the green light. In his words, she's done it all at 115. I don't have a problem with it, but don't think it's all glory. Zhang hasn't fought at 125 since 2017. And let's not forget, Shevchenko isn't done yet. She's hungry. She wants that belt back. And Zhang's got to deal with speed, power, and years of championship-level experience in a weight class she hasn't touched since her regional days. But if Zhang moves up, what happens to strawweight? Enter Virna Jandiroba. She's red hot, 6-1 since her last loss to Mackenzie Dern. If the belt becomes vacant, we could be looking at Dern versus Jandiroba 2 for gold. And that's a grappler's dream. Zhang Weili's next move is massive. She's on the brink of history, but one misstep at flyweight, and it could all come crashing down. Will she conquer Shevchenko? Or lose everything trying? So what do you think? Should Zhang move up and risk it all for greatness? Or defend the strawweight throne a little longer? Drop your take, go for glory, or stay and defend, like, subscribe, and don't miss our next breakdown.
There's been many moments, I feel like, where I could have maybe been bitter or ungrateful. And there has been times, like, in the past where I've just been, like, kind of, like, felt entitled to stuff, you know what I mean? And yeah, Valentina looked phenomenal. I thought she showed why she's, you know, the greatest, you know? I mean, obviously, like, we know, like, Amanda Nunes has that title, but just my personal opinion, like, she's my favorite. So I just, when I seen her, you know, perform, I knew she was going to do well. I knew she had a really good training camp.
Namajunas just publicly predicted that Zhang Weili, the UFC's most dominant strawweight champion, would lose to Valentina Shevchenko in their rumored super fight. Thug Rose predicts Bullet will bullet. Zhang Weili UFC women's division. Just got personal.
Yeah, I mean, I would give it. I would lean more towards Valentina. I do think Weili would have a chance. I think she's quick enough, and she's definitely. I think in her last fight, she showed a lot of, like, elevation in her game and stuff. So, so I do think, like, you know, I think she would do pretty well. But the only thing is I just believe Valentina is the better martial artist, and so at the end of the day, that's just kind of who I would pick. But I mean,
this isn't your average fight prediction. It's a subtle call-out, a rivalry, revival, and maybe even a title challenge setup. Thug Rose just reminded everyone she beat Zhang twice, knocked her out, outsmarted her. And now, she's backing Valentina to expose her too. Zhang Weili wants greatness. She's cleaned out 115, and now she's hunting history, chasing the rarest prize in women's MMA. A second division title. Only Amanda Nunes has done it before. And guess who's standing in her way? The most calculated killer in women's MMA, Valentina Bullet Shevchenko. Rose Namajunas knows both fighters intimately. She's fought Zhang twice. She's chased Shevchenko for years. So when Rose says Valentina is the better martial artist, she's not just guessing, she's speaking from painful experience. Rose isn't calling Zhang weak. She actually praised her evolution, speed, and improvement. But in Rose's words, Valentina is next level, Zhang has a chance, but my pick is Bullet Namajunas. Here's where things get real. Zhang and Shevchenko aren't the only names circling this super fight. Rose Namajunas, she wants next. She's moving up, she's co-headlining UFC Fight Night Atlanta. She's fighting Miranda Maverick, a sleeper fight most people are ignoring. But Rose isn't. If Rose dominates, she could leapfrog everyone. Why? Because there's unfinished business between her and Valentina, and nobody knows Zhang's game better than Rose. Right now, Shevchenko's throne is under siege. Zhang wants it. Natalia Silva just beat Grasso and wants it. Rose is making a run for it. The UFC has a problem most divisions would kill for too many killers. This isn't just a fight lineup. It's a women's MMA power struggle. The three most violent women in the UFC are circling each other. And only one gets bullet first. So, what do you think? Did Rose just throw shade at Zhang Weili, or is she just being brutally honest? Type Team Bullet if you think Valentina smokes Zhang, or Zhang 2 belts. If you think the Chinese queen shocks the world.
I'm gonna get my belt back again. I'm gonna get my belt back again, and I'm gonna come back here, keep making history, keep making history. This is what I'm born for. This is what I come here to do. So I'm gonna keep doing, and I see you guys soon. We're gonna celebrate together. And new!
Amanda Nunes just delivered the most chilling message of the night, not in the cage, but in the Hall of Fame, with Kayla Harrison breathing down her neck. The Lioness made one thing crystal clear: she's coming back, and she's coming for the belt. June 26th was all about celebrating Amanda Nunes, 2-division queen, record breaker, history maker. In her acceptance speech, she reminded everyone that her reign isn't over.
I'm gonna get my belt back again.
That and new, that's not just hype. That's a message to Kayla Harrison, the next chapter in a legendary rivalry. Let's rewind. Nunes fought Harrison in 2018, winning a razor-thin unanimous decision. But this isn't just a rubber match. It's MMA's version of cat versus tiger, the champion versus the undefeated Olympic gold medalist. Neither fighter has ever been stopped, and the stakes? Stratospheric. In her speech,